Mic was off. Alright, there we go, all fixed. This is a live severe weather outbreak coverage. Well, live severe weather outbreak coverage for Indiana in particular and extreme southern Michigan. You do have some strong severe thunderstorms ongoing across this region, and a few tornado warnings as well. I just received a message across my feed that there's now a tornado watch in place for St. Joe County. Let's take a look at that real quick, see if we can pull that up. I'm going to go to the SPC real quick. High risk continues for Arkansas. There's a new tornado watch out, but it's not shown currently on the Storm Prediction Center's website. So we will come back to that in just a minute. Let's get a look at these storms first and see exactly what people are dealing with across the state of Indiana. This is ongoing from that initial line of storms that I was chasing earlier today. Let's focus on this line first. This line was very significant, produced quite the damaging wind activity in Chicago. But you see right here, Valparaiso just moved through Valparaiso. There's a tornado warning in effect for places including Kingsford Heights, Kingsbury, Wanata, Hamlet for 5 more minutes, capable of producing a tornado there. You also have a severe thunderstorm warning for this entire storm moving into Benton Harbor region. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this storm. There could be some decent damage with that. Kokomo, just north of Kokomo, you've got another severe thunderstorm warning, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust tornado warning just north of that. In Winnemac, Monon, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado there. And then you also have another severe thunderstorm warning for Crawfordsville. For ping pong ball size tail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. 2 tornado warnings here. These are getting more towards Illinois at this point. So you do notice that this is a very scattered line of severe thunderstorms. It's a QLCS form type of storm we have ongoing here. Let's get to a radar image of the main line that looks a little bit better. You can see the reason why there's a tornado warning for this storm just west of Worthington, Indiana, right here. Tornado warning in effect. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado is on the ground with this one. Damaging tornado ongoing. So if you live Sullivan, Cass, Jasonville, if there's anyone living in that region watching, take cover. Definitely not a good place to be right now. You do want to be in the lowest floor of an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. There is your rotation within your storm. Definitely still can see that rotation within it. You go to the correlation coefficient. That's not what I was looking for. Correlation coefficient here. And there's a pretty large debris ball within that, which means there is a destructive tornado on the ground still at this point. Over here we get towards the Paris region. I can't really tell if there's a tornado on the ground there or not, but definitely a tornado on the ground here. Definitely take cover with this storm that's moving in. Back to reflectivity. These storms are still moving through the region. Northern Indiana, you're done pretty much after this line moves through right here, the one that's bowing out. Definitely the sign of it bowing indicates that it is producing some damaging winds at this point. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts continue. You've seen some more convective development over southwest lower Michigan as well. That could also inhibit the strength of the northern portion of this line, but there's nothing really standing in the way of these storms as they move off to the east towards Dayton. And Cedarville will come into that line as well soon. Just started raining on my location in southwest Michigan. They have expanded the tornado watch. Let's take a look at that real quick. That's not the same mesoscale discussion I wanted to see. So tornado watch was just expanded northward to include Pretty much all of the St. Joseph Branch, Cass counties, I believe those places are now under the tornado watch. So again, convective outlook shows that high risk continuing across Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, moderate risk continuing across the entire state of Indiana for that damaging wind threat, enhanced risk at the very base of Michigan, and that slight risk still continuing. We've pretty much seen our storms anywhere north of I-94 has pretty much seen the storms that they're going to see throughout the day. So I don't really expect those to continue for too much longer. In that, I think this will start to move off to the east, and then this area will be done. Strong winds will be on the backside, about 40 miles an hour or higher. Wind advisories, I believe, are in effect for some regions. But let's get a loop on how this line is evolving. You notice it's kind of moving off to the northeast in some spots here, and then this line here is moving directly to the east. Okay, so definitely in scattered directions with this QLCS that's moving through. A total of about, I believe, 34 tornado reports so far. Probably more now with the new tornado warnings, but last time I checked about an hour ago it was 34 tornado reports. Again, tornado warning remains just south of South Bend. Valparaiso is included in that. Was included in that. If you're in Kankakee, Stillwell, Kingsbury, Wanata, Hanna, you're going to want to take cover. Like, could be a QLCS tornado on the ground at the current moment. Line of strong thunderstorms still occurring all the way from southern lower Michigan all the way down to just west of Bloomington. Particularly dangerous situation out near Jasonville. Jasonville should be taking cover at this point. Seymour, Indiana. Yeah, Seymour's right here. Alright, so Seymour, Indiana, you're right there. You do have a tornado, quite a few tornado warnings ongoing across just south of Kentucky right here. No confirmed tornado on that one. The one just below that, no confirmed tornado either. Let's go to the Indianapolis radar images. You've got a few showers and thunderstorms heading your way. The ones to the south here are the ones producing tornadoes at this moment. These storms I could see develop a little bit more in strength and potentially. Going along with that wind shear it's going to be going into. There's a lot more shear as you head east with this line, it appears. Let's take a look at the models real quick. The latest models for this storm. And I will pull that up real quick. There it is. Okay, so let's go to the latest models. HRRR, and we'll zoom in specifically on Indiana because that's what we're dealing with right now. You notice there's a defined temperature drop that's coming our way. Temperatures back in the 40s. You have temperatures close to mid-60s right now in most spots. There's just some thunder outside. I may have to sign off in just a minute. But here's that line of severe thunderstorms moving through. You can see that here in southern Michigan it begins to weaken. Notice here in South Bend that this one is getting stronger. This one is forecast to get a little bit stronger according to what the models are showing. There's a projection that, again, these storms that are down in Kentucky right now, possibly producing a tornado, will move to the northeast ahead of the main line. So Seymour, I believe, is somewhere up here. You may want to keep track of those storms that are in Kentucky right now. HRRR seems to be showing those storms really taking off, causing problems. tornado sounding just ahead of Muncie. Let's go ahead and see what, as we get into Ohio, it looks like it starts to break apart. Sounding east of that, yeah, it does not really look conducive for severe weather development. It begins to dissipate and move out of the area. So we'll be dealing with these storms for a little bit while longer, but not for too much longer. But Seymour, since you're right here, yes, Seymour, you are definitely going to want to watch, first of all, these storms, and these storms that are lifting a little bit farther northward. And these ones are heading in this direction. That's what you'll want to watch out for and be aware of as we go through the remainder of the evening. Tornado warning in effect for just south of South Bend again. Still continuing. Just take a look, make sure. Alright. With that, I'm going to have to sign off, but keep track of these storms as they move through. I will leave this stream running just so that you can keep track of the storms if you want to on radar. But I'm going to have to sign off for the time being, so I might hop back on here next chance I get just to see what things are going on, but I'll leave the stream running for now. So stay safe and keep your eyes peeled for these storms. Alright, everybody. Just quick update. Right now, we have a line of strong to severe thunderstorms moving through Indiana and Ohio. There is, well, Indiana and it's going to be moving into Ohio, and extreme southern Michigan is also included in this as well. Michigan and northern Indiana have already seen initial lines of strong thunderstorms, and now the main line that is producing tornadoes is moving through at this current point. You have a new tornado warning that was just issued for Bloomington, or just west of Bloomington. This is a confirmed tornado, confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado. It looks like they've taken that tag off it. Now it's just a tornado producing storm, but there is a tornado with that one. A new tornado warning is now in effect for Frankfort. Serious thunderstorm producing a tornado. You can really see the line is kind of starting to fall apart. You're seeing that it's not really well organized. There's a lot of scattered pieces to it all over the place. I really think the tornado impacts will be focused down in this region, and the regions up here will be more focused on along the lines of damaging winds. But tornado warning continues just south of South Bend as well. And then you can see that there's severe thunderstorm warnings going pretty much all across the board. You got a severe thunderstorm warning even in eastern Ohio with the initial line of storms moving through. Take a look at that real quick. You can see that that is a stronger thunderstorm. They just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for the line that is moving through Indiana, heading towards Goshen, Warsaw. Take a look at that severe thunderstorm warning. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible with that storm right there. Tornado possible with this system. This QLCS will continue to fall apart and break apart as it heads towards Ohio, but still Ohio will likely still have the potential to see some damaging wind gusts with this. You can see the broad scope of the impacts of this storm. Your high risk area for tornadoes is kind of right here, about right here. And then pretty much areas that are having a moderate risk right now kind of settle along this region. So it's a moderate risk for damaging winds in this area, but tornadoes can't be ruled out. Alright, that's the latest information. I will come back if there is any new important information that is necessary. Looks like that severe thunderstorm warning was just dropped for Michigan. Michigan looks like it's just dealing with some thunderstorms at this point. The severe activity, it's really starting to break apart, but you do have the potential for some tornadoes still in this region as well. I'm going to leave the stream running for radar, and if any questions pop up, I'll jump in and answer those every few minutes probably. Just a quick update for you. A new severe thunderstorm warning has been put in place for Huntington, Wabash in Indiana. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible with that storm. That tornado warning remains in effect just south of Kokomo, heading towards Kokomo. If you live in Frankfort, Kempton, Michigan Town Forest, take cover right away. There is a confirmed tornado on this storm at this point. Let's get a look at the velocity for that. Your velocity, you do see there is very likely a tornado on the ground right here, right at this point, and it's making its way Alright, so if you live in Frankfort, Michigan Town Forest, Russiaville, towards Kokomo, take cover. This thing is heading your way. Okay, Kokomo, you really should just be taking cover. You're very close to that tornado warning location. Sharpsville too. Kempton. All these places should be taking cover. Tornado warning also in effect still for this storm down just north of Bloomington. The tornado has lifted on this storm. It is beginning to kind of come together with the QLCS, which means it'll probably turn into it'll probably come join it, and no severe thunderstorm warnings in Michigan. All just general thunderstorm. We have one severe thunderstorm warning out in eastern Ohio for 60-mile-per-hour gusts. But again, this QLCS line is beginning to fall apart. Back here, we do see some new initiation on the back side of it, but I really think that's just going to remain just more along the lines of damaging winds, not necessarily tornadoes. Tornado outbreak does continue down here. High risk area continues in this region to our south. Keep this radar running and send in updates when necessary. Alright, new tornado warning. Now this is targeting more along the lines of Kokomo. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado. And confirmed tornado, I need to look at the velocity here. It appears that that tornado has shifted to the northeast, or that rotation. So it is now, as it is now shifting to the northeast, it does appear that these new places are kind of the target zone for it. Again, same warning are still in a tornado warning, but Kokomo and Galveston also might now be in the path of this possible tornado. So if you live in those towns, keep watching the news and take cover if you're in the polygon. Tornado warning dropped in northern Indiana. Now it's just a severe thunderstorm warning. Still seek shelter. "70-mile-per-hour wind gusts in northern Indiana." This tornado, or capable of producing a tornado, still just north of Bloomington. A lot of tornado warning boxes down here. Alright, I'm going to be shutting down this radar stream, but definitely stay safe. Find a way to receive weather information, whether it's an app or whether it's the National Weather Service. Make sure that you have the capability of seeing what's going on out there, and stay safe, and